Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and we're going back in for some more Artisan, dodging the old standard once again, and today we're going to be playing a Blue-Black Super Friends list. So, Blue-Black Super Friends is basically 3-drop tribal. We're going to be playing a lot of Planeswalkers, because there are a fair few in the uncommon slot, so we're going to go through all of the Planeswalkers we're going to play today. Narset Part Reveals, I'm sure most of you are aware of what this one does. A 3-mana Planeswalker which stops card draw from your opponent, or at least the second card drawn each turn, which makes it really good against the Improbable Alliance lists. Also allows us to dig top 4 cards of our library to reveal non-creatures, which could either be more Planeswalkers or removal, of which we've got a nice little suite of right here. 4 Tyrant Scorns, a blue-black instant speed, destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less, so really good at clearing bodies in the early game, which is what we want to be doing. Tyrant Scorn on turn 2 leading into a turn 3 Planeswalker is very nice. Obnixilus's Cruelty, because I think it's just a decent removal spell all around. I'm trying to dodge the double black on the Murder, which is our hard removal spell, just destroying a creature. It is very nice, but as you can see, we're kind of skewed into the blue more than the black, so we want to make sure that the double blacks are as minimal as possible. We've got 3 copies of Cry the Carnarium, because most of our removal is single-targeted, so Tyrant Scorn, Obnixilus's Cruelty, and Murder only deals with 1 creature at a time. So if our opponent goes too wide on us, we're going to have a bad time. So we need our Cry the Carnarium to deal -2/-2 to something like Saheeli tokens, if that is a thing. Maybe some 1/1s here and there, but you never know. But yeah, I think it's a reasonable removal suite right here. I've not really struggled to cast the Murder per se, or the Cry the Carnarium when it's turned up, but that's mostly because they're not like a high count kind of card, so you're not going to see them as often, so you end up witnessing them more in the later end of the game anyway, where they're actually more useful. Back to the Planeswalkers, we got 2 copies of Davriel Rogue Shadow Mage, 3 mana for a 3 loyalty Planeswalker. So at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, Davriel deals 2 damage to them. So it pays to have our opponent running low on steam, which is kind of what we want to do. We want to go into the late game with this deck. We want our opponent on top decks, and at which point we can just leave a Davriel on the board, pinging our opponent for 2, eventually locking them out of the game with things like Revenge of Ravens, because there are no non-creature win cons really in Artisan at the moment, so Revenge of Ravens is a perfectly acceptable way of winning the game. So 4 mana for an enchantment. Whenever a creature attacks you or a Planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So you can also look at the Planeswalkers as additional life. For each point of loyalty, we gain 1 life effectively, because our opponent's forced to kind of attack these. If they need to draw cards and Narset is out, then they've got big problems. If they are low on card advantage, they need to get rid of Davriel, otherwise they're going to get pinged to death. Dovin is another one which is actually quite crucial to the deck as well. 3 mana for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker. It says artifacts, instants, and sorcery spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. Really good against the adventure decks, because artifacts is their lucky clover. They're not going to be able to cast it on turn 3 until turn 3 if we're on the play, that kind of thing. We can also increase the price of their instant and sorcery adventure spells as well, so no more 2 mana Ardenvale Tacticians. It's got to be 3 mana at that point, so there's a lot of stuff there as well, which is very nice. Like the Beanstalk Giant costs 4 mana to get them a land, so it's a really bad circuitous route at that point. And the -1 helps us to basically establish a board state, not having to worry about 1 permanent there, preventing all damage that would be dealt to it and by it is very useful. So very good there. Saheeli, Sublime Artificer, another way of protecting our Planeswalkers, but also a win con in its own. 1 and 2 blue, effectively, for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker. Never really going to be ticking this one down, so it's just here for the passive. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. A little bit of a nombo with the Cry of the Carnarium, but if we're firing off the Cry, it probably means we're not in a very good position anyway, so we're not really losing anything, because we've got nothing to lose at that point. We've only got stuff to gain, so making servos is pretty nice. And then the other way of making creatures to finish out the game is going to be Kasmina Enigmatic Mentor, 4 mana, the only 4 mana walker in our deck. It says spells your opponents cast that target creatures or planeswalkers you control cost 2 more to cast. So in addition to the Dovin taxing instants and sorceries, Kasmina is also going to be taxing them by 2 as well, which means it gets really expensive to kill even a token after a while. So their shocks cost 3 mana with Kasmina, things like that. 4 mana if we've got a Dovin out. So it really makes half of their spells not worth casting. We also get to draw and discard with the -2 there, making a blue 2/2 wizard creature token, which we can use to either defend our planeswalkers and establish our board state with our Revenge of Ravens, or attack in for lethal and, yeah, really attrition our opponent down. The lower life they are, the better Revenge of Ravens becomes, because obviously there are situations where your opponents can make creatures which are very large, so Revenge of Ravens drain becomes negligible at that point. If they're on a low enough life total, though, then they are kind of forced into caring about it. Doesn't matter if you've got a 5,000 creature. If you're on 1 life and I have a Revenge of Ravens, you can't attack. So that's kind of the idea anyway. And then we got 3 copies of Opt to find our pieces. Nice early game to get something like a Tyrant's Scorn in hand or a more ideal Planeswalker. Some of these are matchup dependent, so Dovin's very good against control, as is Davriel. Saheeli against kind of aggro is a nice thing, same with Kasmina. So, you know, it's nice to be able to set up the cards that you want to find, and Opt is one way of doing that. We've also got 3 copies of Chemist's Insight as well for late game card filling, drawing 2 cards, and then the Jumpstart, allowing us to discard cards, probably excess lands, to draw 2 extra, so we can really go through the deck and work our magic. So that is essentially going to be the deck. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay today. If you do, make sure to hit that like button. Helps out the channel a great deal. Subscribe for some more Artisan content in the future as well. I'm actually really enjoying this format. Didn't enjoy Pauper as much, but Artisan is really, I don't know, it's really tickling my jimmies, let's say that much. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Without further ado, let's get into it, and I will see you on the battlefield. Alrighty then, we're in, and sounds not great. I mean, we've got some damage prevention and taxing. I don't know, even a removal being the one of double black removal spells a little bit awkward. I might take the mulligan on this one though. It's a tough one because I think that pretty much any top deck is fine as long as it's not one of our 4-drops. You know what? Being on the draw, let's take it. Let's see what happens. Probably something horrible, if I had to guess. But, you know, I definitely think that we stand a much better chance being on the play than we do on the draw. Skip out on the Opt for this turn? I reckon so. I reckon so. So Dovin can mine us to prevent all damage that would be dealt by a permanent. So we can lock out one of their creatures using a Dovin and hopefully murder the other. That's the plan at least. So, yeah. We'll see. Looks like we're up against blue-white flyers, so we're going to have to do a lot of murdering, it seems. But we can get rid of the Fairy Guide Mother here, and then the Loyal Pegasus can't even attack. Now I want to kill that. Ugh. Alright, well, what we're going to do first, I think, is just make sure that we don't take any damage here whatsoever. Ooh, double black, very nice. Alright, so that allows us to murder the Empyrean Eagle. We could also get Dovin down, but he takes a couple of points of damage off of the Empyrean Eagle, or the Loyal Pegasus, whichever one I decide to fog anyway. The other one's going to be a problem, so let's just make our land drop, murder the Eagle during combat, and then take no damage. So we go to combat, try to kill the Eagle, see if they've got any counter magic. It'd be unfortunate if they do. Probably lose the game if they do, honestly. But if they don't, then we've got Dovin into Opt. Very nice. Alright. Winged Words draw a card. Skip out on a 1-drop. Come on. Good stuff. Alright. So, artifacts, instants, and sorceries your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. And of course, Loyal Pegasus isn't going to be able to deal any damage because it can't attack alone. So we've got that locked down. We can basically just keep removing the other creature. Maybe even fogging if we get to that point. There's a Spectral Sailor. Okay. And what's next? Winged Words. Tapping out. Alright, so we're going to tap out as well. And yeah, just going to bottom the opt. There's not much power in having spells in our graveyard, so no reason to go ahead there and do that. Ooh, a Saheeli. It does benefit us to go for a Saheeli first before anything else. So we could do Saheeli so that our non-creature spells start generating as 1/1s. And then we can lose 1 loyalty to not lose 2 loyalty there. Play a Dismal Backwater. And then pass the turn. It'd be nice to see Cry the Carnarium. It'd be very nice, especially since we've got no servo build up at the moment. Imagine they're going in... What do you even go in at? Do you go in at Dovin because it's locking out damage? Or do you go at Saheeli because that's actually one of my win cons? Tough choice for our opponent. Pump spells cost a little bit more, but there is the untap +2/+2 to flyers spell, which I think will cost them 3, 4, something like that. I can't quite remember. But they're gonna have to spend it all to kill one of our planeswalkers. So
always room to improve.
Teferi's Time Twist is quite nice. That allows us to reset a planeswalker. So we're gonna play a land, and yeah, I guess we're just gonna pass. They're obviously going to be able to Spectral Sailor in response, and there's nothing we can really do about that, so... Loyal Pegasus is online, and we're just going to remove a creature. So let's get rid of... doesn't really matter. Get rid of this one. Make a servo. We can Time Twist whichever Planeswalker they decide to attack to reset it if we choose to do so. Another Spectral Sailor. Okay. Sure. Really want that Cry the Carnarium. That would be lovely. Okay. So yeah, Time Twist is literally here to protect our planeswalkers, but also to reset them as well if they get too low on loyalty, because most of the uncommon planeswalkers don't tick up. In fact, all of them don't. In our deck, at least. Can't quite remember how they shape up otherwise. I think we're getting pump spelled. Yeah, there's Rally of Wings. Okay, so we're going to put Saheeli out of harm's way here. Since she's going to die, and we have a spare Dovin anyway. So Time Twist Saheeli. Make a servo. Take her out of combat.
Clearly, the shortcomings here were mine.
And Saheeli's returned. Revenge of Ravens. Actually, a pretty decent pull there. Makes us a servo. And yeah, I think we were going to lose Saheeli though, but we do drain them a little bit, so it buys us some time. I need removal for the Empyrean Eagle now as well. Not too good. Might need a little bit more card draw. Kasmina's nice. If we can make that happen. Alright, but that's 5 damage sent. Not at our face, and we're draining for 4 here, it looks like. Ooh. Draining for 4 and 2 less damage because they want to make sure that Saheeli dies. Works for me.
We live to fight another day.
Yeah, I could really do with Empyrean Eagle removal. Ew. Alright, well. Just play Dovin out. It's just a distraction at this point. So, let's distract. Take the most damage off the board.
A few things can withstand my careful scrutiny.
And swing for 3, take 3 turns of a clock off. They're going to draw. Okay, really wish we could. Unfortunately, we haven't found our Kasminas. We haven't found our Davriels to pinch them on mana, and you know, we still need to Cry the Carnarium to destroy their board state here. If they find another Empyrean Eagle, though, it's going to be pretty ineffective, unfortunately. So, what do we do? What do we do? We could just die to a lot of Rally of Wings, honestly. It's a lot of damage being built up. Revenge of Raven's not really going to save us from that. Conclave Tribunal. I would have gone for the Revenge of Ravens, personally. Since it's basically negating 4 points of damage on its own. Dovin's only capable of doing 3 at this stage. So we're at 15, they're at 11. We've got a Sahili, which is just another diversion tactic, basically gaining 5 life here. And we're going to swing for 3. Loyal Pegasus can't block alone either. They could have a Rally of Wings, I suppose. They've got a Depose. Well, now they can't. So hit them to 9, pass the turn. Yeah, they're a pump spell away from killing us. Even a deploy gaining too much life here would be really bad. Where's our Cry of the Carnariums? Really need them. Narset to find one is also a decent draw. We have got quite a fair few bad draws, though, unfortunately. But they're taking 5. Yep, down to 4. We're back up to 20. Rally of Wings. Ugh. Yeah, I think they've got us. Yeah. -1. Womp womp. Okay, we're in, and yeah, this is fine, I guess. Could be a little bit better for removal, but we do have the op to find it, and we're also on the draw, so more information, more cards, all that jazz. Playing against some form of adventures, because it seems to be the only deck that most people want to play these days, but Gruul, actually, is a new one on me. Alright. Prepare for some unique gameplay, I guess. That's a 3-3, by all means. Alright, I do kind of need the land, but I'm sure I'll draw an extra land in no time at all. Just another Canisters, that's not too bad for refueling at least. And we've got no 2-drops, so let's just play our Dismal Backwater, pass the turn. Next turn we can start fogging with Dovin, potentially. Increasing the cost of adventures is also a thing that Dovin does, which is why we're running him. It looks like our opponent is all in on the Innkeeper beatdown train. That is a rude, rude Innkeeper, and I do not wish to stay at his establishment. Alright. All the lands we'll ever need. So let's get down a Dovin. And just start fogging the damage. So the Innkeeper cannot deal any damage.
And you're, well, not.
And Dovin's very rude as well. They deserve each other. I think next turn we probably go for something like Davriel, start making them discard. We'll see how it goes though, because this will be where they start, dropping all of their cards, so it's going to be a little bit difficult without removal to get the job done. I guess now we'll do Kasmina instead, because that actually makes it a 2-2, gets rid of some of this Flood. Tyrant Scorn, that's a good one. Alright, we'll get rid of the Swamp. We will fog the 3-3. And we got a 2-2 to block the 3-2. Happy to block regardless, though, if they really want to do that. So their instants and sorceries and artifacts cost 1 more to cast, so that's Lucky Clover, that's every single one of their adventures, which is pretty cool. So it's become more expensive for them to do their thing. We're also going to be drawing and discarding through our deck, finding removal, and then I'll hopefully card disadvantage them down to Oblivion, drawing removal along the way. We'll see. Opponent maybe not understanding how fog works. They were thinking about it. Alright. Going after Kasmina, well, I'll happily block. This is perfect for me. This gets a card out of them. Ah, trample. Ah, there you go. Smart opponent.
Seek out others.
Goodbye, Kazmina. Alright, well, we got some more stuff to do. So we can do Davriel, make them discard, and then we can hold up and Tyrant Scorn.
If you surrender now,
So you discard.
I don't think you'll be needing that.
We're gonna, I think, kill the Garenbrig Carver. Oh, we can't, actually, because it's a 4-drop. So we have to kill the Innkeeper, which is fine. And then fog the Carver instead.
Perfection is unattainable, so stop trying.
Listen to Dovin now. Alright. Yes, damage prevention is a thing. Davriel is in shock range, though, if they want to go about that. More Davriels, really nice there. So make them discard. What do you dump? One of your worst. Get it over with.
Empty your mind.
A growth cycle. Ooh, okay. Well, fog you. And then I think we're going to opt for a land drop because we haven't made one yet. And then Chemisters. I don't expect anything flashy from our opponent. I don't think there is any red or green flash creatures. In common and uncommon. So I think we're safe there.
Curious. Your defects don't seem to bother
So let's look for a land drop. Or removal. I'm happy with either. Let's take that land. Play that land. Pass the turn. So our opponent has 1 or fewer. They get pinged. Alright, so we're going to need the next Davriel to get that job done. There's a Crawl Harpoon. We can get that later. It's a 5-2 for now. Wow. Holding up an Obnixilus' Cruelty should they actually have something here. Like a Domri's Ambush. Well, counter ambush. No damage for us. Ooh. Alright, that works for me. So we can do Saheeli, which makes us servos. We can make them discard that last card,
Let me pick your brain.
which is just a Feral Invocation. And then we'll replay our Davriel, which will start pinging them, make servos to block. And
Shadows. Much easier.
yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. If they've got, like, another Colossus, so be it, I guess. I kind of want the tax from Dovin for now,
Oh, what a wide.
until we can replace him. Or until they put something down so big that we should probably fog it. So, coming in. See if they drew the Colossus. I'm going to block. Make them have it. Looks like they don't. And another Carver. Alright. Well, unfortunately for us, we didn't draw anything good, but we could. Ew. Alright then. Well, in that case, we're going to go tap land. And we're going to kill our Dovin here, I think, to keep the Davriel ticking.
My acute awareness of your imperfections is maddening.
Pass, ping him for 2.
All I've left you is pain.
And we only have to block 1 Carver here. Drew a land. Probably shouldn't have shown me that. But it's fine. More lands, you say? Come on. Come on, game. We'll get rid of the swamp. Even out our mana as you do. Oh, there we go. Those are the cards I'm looking for. Alright, let's get rid of their 2 attackers. And we're going to make our land drop because we tend to have a lot to do. Ping you for 2. And then we'll go Revenge of Ravens, which is going to start attacking their life total when they attack us. That's a beautiful draw. Servo. Servo.
Under my
Draw. We'll get rid of Saheeli, so we got the spare. And yeah, pass the turn, take 2.
Struggling?
Struggling? Yes, I think you are. Ooh. Oh my. Okay, yep, taxed him out of the game. pretty good. Alrighty then, we're in. This hand's not great, but it could be okay if Narset hits something nice. We can also just card disadvantage our opponent. We need some removal so we can get the full use out of Davriel though. This might not be a good hand, but being on the play, maybe it's okay. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to find out. This is the first few testing matchups for me as well, so I'm really not sure what consistency I should look for in a hand, to be honest. I guess it's also kind of matchup dependent as well. If they're really slow, we could prey upon that. If they're a control, then Davriel's going to do some good work. Alright. Ooh, that's also a good one as well. Alright, so let's get Davriel going. See if we can dodge negates. We can. And start discarding.
Tidy up in there.
Looks like a blue-white flyers list, perhaps? Yeah, definitely. Alright, so we're going to make them discard again.
A mind is a
Really trying to kill their card advantage here. And also increase the cost of things like Rally of Wings with Dovin.
Anyone would be
So let's fog that.
Studying contrasts. I'm excellent in your... well,
You're not. Elite Guard Mage. Alright. So the fogging is becoming ineffective. We do need some removal. We can get rid of Davriel and we can fog one of the creatures. But a Rally of Wings is going to be pretty bad. Never mind. We're all good again. Alright, so... yeah, make you discard.
perish the thought.
Gets rid of a land. We could Davriel again, but then we're going to lose Davriel on the attack. So I guess we're just going to fog and murder. So, fog the Guard Mage, and murder the cost-reducing creature.
Well, not.
And then we've got to find a time to actually slap down either our Davriel or our Narset here. It's going to be difficult with all these card draw creatures refueling. I guess maybe we can go for a Revenge of Ravens now. Alternatively, it could be Narset, look for some removal, but unfortunately our 2-drop removal is Tyrant Scorn, which is not a good answer to these in the slightest. Yeah, I think it's about time we slap down Revenge of Ravens. And, well, yeah. Okay. I was going to say we're going to lose Davriel, not Davriel, sorry. We're going to lose Dovin whether we tick down or not, so we're just going to, you know, let them have to double attack us for the double Revenge of Ravens triggers there, and hopefully get them out of the game. I'm not sure I would have scooped in their situation, but I was going to pinch their card advantage and then regain my own. So, yeah, maybe they were locked out, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, pretty short game, pretty good game. Let's move along. Alrighty then, we're all removal, which is fine. It's totally fine. This gives us like the window of opportunity to actually slap down any of our planeswalkers. Like we can do turn 2 Tyrant Scorn, kill whatever might attack Narset, and then move from there. Our opponent on Swamp, they could be the discard deck. So we could see a Thought Erasure here. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, they can take Narset, sure. But they're not going to be able to defeat me through creatures with this hand, so I'm fine with that. They're going to need to hold up and like Sinister Sabotages and things. Disinfo Campaign is going to be really bothersome, actually. We do have a Casmina, so we'll see how we go. Draw, discard. Another Casmina. I actually like that. Let's go with Obnixilus's Cruelty, I guess. I like the mana efficiency on the Tyrant Scorn, and I'm pretty sure it hits essentially every single creature we could want them to hit. Let's go for another draw, discard. Night Veil Predator, really bad for us, of course. The Hexproof It's very, very annoying. This actually might be our worst matchup, and I don't really expect to win it, honestly. Yeah, there's just not much I can do about hexproof creatures I can't interact with and drawing and discarding. The card advantage is the thing that I'm trying to attack, kind of, so... yeah. I'm going to leave Kasmina on one here instead of replaying another. So it allows me to open up my removal. Maybe gets them to drop their guard and hit Kasmina, potentially. Just going for face. Okay. Cry of the Carnarium. Rude. Yeah, we draw more bad cards. Yeah, this is a rough matchup. Not a chance we're winning this one.
Join my cause.
Yeah, got enough lands. The only hope for us, I think, is getting down all of our Revenge of Ravens, and that's probably it. Goodbye, Kasmina.
Are ruined.
I'm sure they got removal for the token as well. Yeah. And we drew lands. We're going to hold the land. We don't need to play it, and it's just discard fodder for the campaign. Alright. They've got their own Kasmina. That's not very fair.
My students are loyal geniuses.
Okay, well, at least we can get rid of their tokens. Yeah, sure. Let's just return that to your hand. Pay 4. Good value there. Thanks, Kasmina. Takes up Nixlus's Cruelty, which wasn't really doing anything. And I think we've just drawn a land. Yes, we have. Alright. Yeah. Sometimes your deck is just going to auto-lose against certain decks, and I definitely think that this is one of those. I don't believe we ever win this matchup. Especially with this draw. Good lord. Makes a 2-2, which we will kill. 5 mana removal spell. Can't even target the Night Veil Predator with a Dovin, so there's just no hope of winning this game. At all. As I said, though, maybe if we get 3 Revenge of Ravens down, then they can't actually deal damage to us, I don't think. I think 2 might even be adequate, honestly. But that is a lot of luck that's got to go our way. There's plenty more lands for me to draw. Opt. Okay. Definitely don't want the Saheeli. She's just gonna die. Murder's very bad. Alright, so our opponent will bounce their campaigns. Narset. Shuts off all of my card draw. And a Davriel. Oh, it's just getting worse and worse. Uh-huh.
Ooh, sorry.
There's a Narset. So we can use Narset to find out what wouldn't save us, and yeah, none of those cards are good, so... Davriel will make us discard it. Narset will find more answers.
I don't think you'll be needing that.
Take 3, take 2. And it's just a joke of a match, honestly.
Oh,
Yep, lands.
Whiner.
What do we get?
Hone your
Oh, there's a Revenge of Ravens. Too little, too late, though. If they don't attack me, I die to Davriel. Simple as that. So, yeah. They don't go to combat, and we die on our upkeep.
All I've left you is
Yeah. Here's what it is, I suppose. Let's go to another game. Alrighty then. This is an odd hand. We don't really have a way of cleaning the board up by turn 3. But we do have double Revenge of Ravens, so what this hand needs is land, and it's really good. If we get 1 land, then we can play at least one of the walkers. Not sure I should keep this, but I'm going to, because I think it has an opportunity to be a really nice hand, and the more my opponent mulligans, the better Davriel gets as well. So let's just go Island Pass. Opponent with a forest and not a blue source, but we can still play Davriel. Hope for no creature. Healer's Hawk. It's fine. Come on, game. cease with the swamps now. This should be okay, though. We make our opponent discard.
Tidy up in there.
And then we just take turns using Revenge of Ravens. Maybe our opponent's playing Boggles? Yeah, it looks like it. Alright, so they killed Devriel. Yeah, the Revenge of Ravens isn't going to be too great, since I guess their idea is to place lots of enchantments onto a single creature. Therefore, Revenge of Ravens isn't going to be triggering as much as it should. But this is a drain for 2 right now. All that glitters? Oh, it's an uncommon, of course. Alright. Removal, please. Until then, I guess Revenge of Ravens is going to do the job. More swamps. Nice. Yeah, double Revenge of Ravens, so we're draining 2 per attacking creature. Let's gain a little bit of life. Hopefully that's going to be enough. We can Chemist's Insight, hoping to find a Tyrant Scorn, perhaps. My god, this is a lot of damage. Alright, gain 4. So, I mean, we're only taking 3 here. Technically. More lands. Okay. Well, Narset goes a little bit deeper than Chemist does, so we can probably increase the odds of finding a good card here. All we have to do really is kill Gingerbrute and our opponent will explode. I'm pretty sure. And all of our removal is live right now.
I have practiced against many, but thoughtfulness.
And we don't find any of it. Oh, tilt. I don't know which one's better, actually. They're not likely to target me, so Kasmina and the 2/2s. I'd rather just find removal, and I guess Chemist is better at finding that kind of thing. Play an island, pass. There is a flash enchantment that could turn this into a 6/6. Obviously, they've shown us that. Sentinel's Mark. So if we have an Obnixilus's Cruelty off the top, we do not want to target Gingerbrute. It will not work out for us, unfortunately. No draw for you, because Narset is stupid. Face is the place for our opponent. Alright, well. Taking 4 damage. Down to 10. All we need to do is find good removal, and that isn't it. Narset. Come on. Murder. Tyrant Scorn. All of those are good. Preferably Tyrant Scorn, because then we can Chemist as well, and this game is all but locked up at that point.
Meditate.
Hey, look at that. Alright, Tyrant Scorn. And I guess we just kill it now. They could have God's Willing. Is that going to change much? 2, 3, 4. It's not going to change anything, really. Yeah, let's just go for destroy the Gingerbrute. See if they've got God's Willing. I imagine they're running it because Boggles is a thing and they don't have any hexproof creatures, so they need better ways to protect. They don't have it, though, so we're officially out of danger zone. Another Gingerbrute, sure. They're losing 2 for every attacking creature here, so it's literally neutral on the life gain for the Healer's Hawk. There's no point in them doing this in particular. That, though, is definitely worthwhile. If they've got card draw, I suppose. Let's just Chemisters now. Save myself the effort. It's not really going to change the map on anything. And another Narset is just Tilt Town for our opponent. Ooh, Murder. I like Murder. Alright, Narset. Reset yourself. No? Opponent? Explode? Maybe? Alright, well. Looking for Revenge of Ravens.
Keep an open mind.
Obnixilus's Cruelty. I don't think I need that right now. I think I'd rather just take an Opt and try find the Revenge of Ravens. So let's go digging. We've already got the Murder to basically swing the math in our favor anyway. Come on. Show me what you got. Opponent with the golden egg. Sahili? Nah, not so much. They've got ways to give flying, so I don't really care. And we get the card that we were looking at earlier. Alright, well. I guess we'll Chemisters on end step. Maybe, actually, we're probably going to have to murder to keep Narset alive. I guess. I'm happy to kill her if she's on 2, so we'll see how they go about doing that kind of thing. Obviously, Cry's not very good against the 2-3. Alright, lose 4. Oh, that's what it took for you to scoop. Okay. Alright, well, I think we've got time for one more game, so let's keep going. Alrighty then, we're in. 3-lander is always nice. Don't have the double black for Cry of the Carnarian, but we do have Tyrant Scorn on 2 and Omnic Solicitous Cruelty on 3, so I'm going to keep this. We need a better quality of Planeswalkers though. But what I will say is that this actually in the right matchup can be pretty good all the same. If they're playing some sort of control list, then cost taxing on their counter spells and things like that is going to be quite effective. Like maybe mono reds. Oh, Revenge of Ravens is the perfect draw then. Need our 4th land though. So we've got Tyrant Scorn to kill the first creature should we choose to do so. Blue reds. Alright. Well, let's make all of their cantrips a little bit more expensive. Try to dodge a negate here. I think that's about the only 2 mana blues. Oh, there's Quench actually that they could have. Quench or negate. Imagine we're more likely to see Quench. But if they don't counter this, then their Quenches are going to be very inefficient. Brineborn Cutthroat. Alright, well, guess what? Cutthroat doesn't do anything. So now we need to work on killing the Cutthroat. We'll have to do that on our turn, just in case they have counter magic. This doesn't do anything, opponent, but nice try. Yeah, I am going to have to try and kill the Cutthroat, and then if they manage to find a counter spell, then I will fog the Cutthroat, because obviously it will get a little bit bigger. So let's try and kill it. If I try to do it in response and they counter, then they can kill my Dovin. So I'm not really saving loyalty doing it in that way. Okay. What I do have, though, is a 4-4, which they can only make a Cutthroat a 3-2. Gonna opt. 2 mana opt. Good stuff. Maybe I locked them out of actually defending their creature, I'm not sure. Dovin is sneaky like that. Alright, well, we can dodge 3 mana counter spells. I think I'll go for the Davriel. Davriel with Cutthroat. Doesn't really get me very far. I can't pay for Quench. That's a tough one, actually. Do I want to play anything? Or do I just want to Omnic Solicitous Cruelty, the Cutthroat? Because we know that they can't defend it at that point. Because even 1 mana spells cost 2. Yeah, I think we pass. Fairy Vandal or Cutthroat here. Gets crueltied. I know they're running it. Oh, maybe they're running it with protection, or at least planning to. Is it Guildgate Pass? Alright, well, we've got some spare Davriels, so let's run them out their counter magic, I guess. Mystical Dispute. A 4 mana counter spell that locks them out of the game. Okay. Yeah, as I mentioned, quality of the Planeswalkers is matchup dependent. Definitely Dovin is quite high quality here. Gonna need to answer that. Not having double black is very annoying. Alright, well, again, same reason. We're going to be doing this on our turn, just in case they have counter magic, then we'll have to fog the Terramander. So we'll see if this dies. Come on, lands. I need you. Anytime. Magic's not so fun without lands. Narset. That could be good. That could be very good. It's not going to get us a land drop, though, so I think I'm just going to go with the Davriel. Oh, that's definitely a good hit. Alright, so, start pinching their card advantage. Scorching Dragonfire kills Davriel. Alright, so they're down to 1 card. And if they've got a flash creature, that's annoying, but it's not going to kill Davriel. If they want a Scorching Dragonfire, they're going to be empty-handed.
Mind is a terrific thing to waste.
Yeah, they were thinking about shocking there. And I think we're in a really good position now, because even if that was a flash creature, it doesn't really kill Dovin all that effectively. And I think this is where we drop the Revenge of Ravens. Davriel resolved last time, so they bottom. This has to be a counter spell, otherwise they're in big trouble. It's a Quench. Alright. Still in the game. Still missing our land drops. There's an option for going for opt to make sure that we hit our land drops, but I was trying to push the advantage that I thought we had. We can still do that, though. We can opt. Priority's been held, so they've got something to do over there. There we go. Just give me all the lands. Let's play Narset. Brineborn Cutthroat in response. Bit of a weird one in response, since I can just do this. Should have done it on my end step, so I couldn't do that. And there's Revenge of Ravens, which is pretty good. We've got the Cruelty for the Cutthroat. And now we got the lock piece for the whole game as well. It's not a particularly good lock piece, though, all been said, since they've got these kind of creatures which just get progressively bigger. But it's certainly an annoyance for our opponent. Alright, so we can pay for Quench if I go for Island here, so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think we're going to go for that. We can pay for Quench. We can then go for Narset to try and find Tyrant Scorn. Saheeli's good. I'll take a Saheeli. Alright, and in which case, we're going to target the Cutthroat. The only way this backfires is if they've got another flash creature, or a shock, I guess. Alright. But we got removal for Cutthroat, it's fogged for the turn, they can't draw cards because of Narset, and now we've got more removal. So let's go Saheeli, which makes us a blocker. Gonna opt. Alright, let's start growing the Cutthroat. Size doesn't matter to me, though. That's a quotable comment right there. Negates. Alright, well. I guess we'll Cruelty, because it's the most mana efficient. Yeah, there we go. Goodbye, blocker. And we'll play our tap lands. Cries are okay. They're not very good against the Cutthroats, but they're acceptable. Alright, it's just all removal. Opponents lost a lot of advantage here. Again, we can pay for Quench. We can even play. We can even afford the Mystical Dispute, because it's a counter unless you pay 3. So yeah, we've managed to push through our opponent's counter magic by taxing them to the point where they couldn't actually make 2 plays in a single turn, which is kind of what the whole deck is trying to do. They've probably drawn a few too many lands as well, so that's definitely an advantage for us. But I imagine, yeah, the hover on the Narset right there says to me that this is all card advantage. They can opt on my turn, but that's about it, really. There's a Terramander. A Deadamander, I'd like to call it. Let's go with the -5/-5. This thing can only be a 5/5. So if you want to make it a 5/5, you can go ahead and do that. But it is dead. We'll save the Tyrant Scorn as kind of hard removal for their creatures, since we know that that's how they roll. Kasmina makes all of those Scorch and Shock effects cost extra.
Listen up, and I'll teach you.
let the attacks continue.
Hone your control.
And don't really need the swamp. I'm just going to keep my removal open. See what they do here. Cutthroat gets scorned. I think that's what they're planning. Yep. I'm going to do it on their turn, so if they have a counter spell, it doesn't grow. Scorching Dragonfire. Okay, well. Destroy. Don't need that upkeep stop anymore.
War is nearer than I thought.
Didn't need it, but it gave me it anyway. Ugh, that's not a good one. Gonna need some refueling here. Another Kasmina, Chemist's Insight, another Narset would also be fine. Just having Narset's passive in play, though, is enough for me right now. Bearing in mind that if they even get a creature down, they're going to lose 2 life per turn. So if I get them low enough, even something like a 5/5 Terramander isn't going to be fast enough. Small lands, just going to keep playing them. Let's get in. If they block and then manage to pump a Brineborn Cutthroat out of the way, they won't be able to actually stop it from getting Carnariumed at the same time, so if we have to 2-for-1 ourselves, it's fine. Shock. Alright. The damage has ended. Gonna have some good draws. Our opponent flooded out earlier, we're flooding out now. So, yeah, this is their opportunity to come back into this game, for sure. Might be a bit too late, though, honestly, with the Revenge of Ravens established. The card draw pretty much being locked out of the game as well, which is what they're trying to do, presumably, with a lot of these cards. Bottom the lands. There's a Dovin. It's not too bad. It's not great, though. See if they've got negates. Quench. Yeah, I'll pay. Alright. Land drop, say go. There's nothing to fog, of course, so we're not going to. And now their counter spells cost 1 more, their card draw spells cost 1 more, and they don't do anything. That's Crackling Drake that doesn't draw. Need an answer to that, though. Dovin's Nyxlis' Cruelty and Murder. But we've got Dovin until then. And Saheeli, very nice. So, Fog the Drake.
This should be fun.
I'm going to save double Cry the Carnarium until I can't deal with Drake using Dovin anymore. And the reason for that is they might actually commit to double Drake to try and get around the Dovin problem. And then I get double value off my double cards. Shock on Narset. Here we go. Here's card draw time. Double Crackles. Alright. Please be triple Crackles. No. Oh, come on, game. Come on now. Alright, let's see if we can get double Cry. If we can't, we're just going to have to Fog one Crackling Drake. There's not in a good spot. Okay. Got 7 mana to pay for conditional counter spells. So I can pay for that. And yep, lose double Crackles. Plans coming together. And yeah, pass the turn. Leave an island in hand since we've flooded out. We need to let our opponent think that we've got good cards now. 3 cards for them. Kasmina for us, so it becomes very expensive now. Almost impossible to target our things. Yeah. 1 on the Dovin, an extra 2 on the Kasmina. Every non-creature, which we're drawing and discarding into now, will make us a servo as well. So, yeah. Pretty good end to this particular deck, if I do say so myself. As far as the deck is concerned, I think it has a pretty bad matchup. Ooh, gems, nice. I think it has a pretty bad matchup against the Dimir discard deck, for sure. That's pretty much an auto loss, but against a lot of the other stuff, you can have a pretty good matchup, for sure. We've got some packs to open, actually, which I've unlocked while playing today, so let's do that, shall we? Probable Alliance, I feel like is normally a bad matchup. I guess it depends on if we can get Narsets down. If we can get Narset down and control the board, then, you know, we're in a good spot, which is why I'm running Cry the Carnarium to deal with the fairy tokens, and then Narset does the rest. Ooh, an Embercleave. Very nice. But the Dimir one's just miserable. They've got hexproof creatures we can't interact with. And then they've got... Ooh, Magic Mirror. Nice. And then they've got lots of discard to keep our hand empty. Drawing cards to make Davriel look bad. It's just... Yeah, it's just a miserable time all around, unfortunately, in that particular matchup. But a lot of the other ones, the adventure cards, things like that. The only card that we struggle with in the adventure deck, I think, is Beanstalk Giant, which is why I'm running a Murder, and Dovin's good at locking it down, at least temporarily. We can even bounce it with a Tyrant Scorn, though I don't believe that is a particularly good idea. And then, obviously, Saheeli with the servos to chump block until we can maybe get ourselves an advantageous position. I don't know. I feel like that one's a little bit 50-50, but what I will say is this deck's a lot of fun to pilot. Hopefully you guys have experienced that through the gameplay today. And yeah, give it a try if you really want to. It's not as if it's a pretty big cost. Most of these Planeswalkers are pretty damn playable in Constructed for the most part. Narset specifically. And there are a few amusing Revenge of Ravens lists out there in the Constructed format. They were kind of doing their thing when Field of the Dead was not banned, but still. It's pretty amusing all the same in at least the casual formats. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for some more content in the future. Make sure to hit that little bell icon as well so you get more notifications when I release new videos. I'll be back with some more Artisan in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.